Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. Just a quick video. I'm trying to close out a few projects because I got a lot of stuff opened right now. And this is the bracket that was on the backhoe loader that I broke off, right? And as a matter of fact, you can, this loop here, forget the outer piece that I added. This loop here was all that was holding the hydraulic cylinder for steering. And what happened is it had worked itself loose and it was rocking on this. Gradually it cracked right here. And then from steering, it took this piece of metal and it bent it way out. So what I did was, obviously I pounded it back into shape and I tacked it here, and I brought the tractor, I finished the job and put the tractor away. I was trying to beat some rain, right? I was trying to outrun the rain. But since then I took it back off and I took a washer and I put a washer on top. I couldn't put it on the bottom because it would have messed with some of the dimensions on there. It would have messed with the cylinder and all. So I had to put it on top. There was space on top of the bracket for it. So I started out with a standard washer and I clamped it down and tacked it and kept clamping it down so I got good contact. Then I welded it on, and you can see the weld. I basically tried to get a weld more or less completely around the edge, right? And then obviously the back also. Now, typically when they form washers, they punch the center out. They probably punch both sides. But they punch the center out, which makes this a little extra tough. And then between that and the weld that goes around it, I don't think that's breaking anytime soon. So now I have to smash this back on the tractor. So that's one project, and that one I actually managed to finish it. The second thing is the belt drive. The belt drive for this guy. Piece of cake, right? You pull this pin out, wheel comes right off. You pull this pulley comes right off. So now the pulley is loose here. You take the belt out. You have to take that pin out. You have to, bang it on through. That gave me a little bit of trouble. But once you do that, that slides. You take that off. You slide that out. That gets the belt off of that shaft. Once the wheel and you take the bearing plate off, you can get the belt around that axle, right? And then it comes right off the back here, so you're all good, right? And then to put it back on, you kind of slide it over this one, go forward, set it up here, go backwards, set it up there, and you just put it all back together again. So the belt is done, and that seems to be working. So that's issue 1 fixed. Issue 2 was the carburetor. So I went up on eBay and I ordered the carburetor that looked like it was the right one, but I did not take this carburetor off first, which was a mistake. Because if you look at where the air filter goes, there's a piece that I need that bolts on there. In this case, it's cast, right? So this carburetor is not going to work for me. I knew it had this extra port here, but I really didn't care. But what I learned after ordering the wrong carburetor, that what you do is you go to the back of the motor, and I think you guys can see this right there, the serial number. So anyway, you read the serial number off, and if you just did that, you would see that this is a TVS 105 engine. So all you do is look up TVS 105, right? And they give you a nice list of carburetors. And now that I took this off, I know exactly which one to order. It's about $17. And the last one was $17. This one that I'm not going to use. What's wrong with this carb? It's actually pretty clean inside. I did not clean this. It was naturally like this, including the dents here. It has a float problem. It likes to overfill the carburetor. And currently there's not a turn off on this thing. I guess I could try to squeeze a right angle one on it down here. Right, you guys can see the gas line. I think you can see the gas line. So I could probably squeeze a right hand turn one on there. And probably should, because it's always best to run the carburetors out. But this one also has a problem. It doesn't have the right hand turn on this. Now this might come out. I might be able to wiggle this out. But I checked through the hoard, and I don't have any carburetors with a flange on it here that I can unbolt and put on here. So I had to order the extra carburetor. Now I guess I can gut this carburetor and put the guts into here. But it just, this carburetor really is like all over the place. It runs rich, it runs lean, it races, it idles itself way down. I mean, it's really all over the place. And every time you adjust the gas, it kind of goes through the whole routine all over again of racing, idling down. I mean, it really is just it's all over. So what I want to do is I want to change it and make it right. Because I think this unit, when it's fully functional, it'll really be a nice addition to the hoard. It'll help me keep things cleaned up. I don't think it has that many miles on it. The handlebars and all don't look horribly worn. And it looks like somebody took halfway decent care of it. So I just as soon, go through the trouble of trying to keep it right and do things right with it. Obviously, I got to get some oil on this bar. So I'm going to do that. I'm gonna fix it up right. The new carb will probably be here sometime next week, so I'm just gonna put things in a nice little Tupperware container here and put them aside, because once again I really do want to do this right. Before I call it a day, I'm gonna go smash this onto the backhoe loader. That way that thing is back to life. I used a Lincoln welder to do this. It really makes a huge difference. You don't see the splatter all over the place when you use that Harbor Freight one. It really splatters. So like the Lincoln, love the Lincoln. Alright folks, so that's about it. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up, and please get out there and enjoy all your days. Bye now, folks.